Number 9, Jake Simpson. Number 23, Louis DeRue. Number 18, Alex Cusolo. Number 4, Chris Beckett. Number 21, Chase Randall. Number 30, Jonathan Aguirre. Starting line for Somerville. Number 9, Nick DeRue. Number 5, Nate Go. Number 7, Chris Cassetta. Number 3, Brady Rose. Number 6, Dylan Marujo. And number 40, Robbie Larkin. I will put you guys to play by Anna.
A very pleasant good evening to you all and welcome inside Veterans Memorial Arena from Somerville, Massachusetts as we bring you Somerville Highlanders varsity boys ice hockey. And tonight it's the visiting Everett Crimson Tide and they're taking on the Somerville Highlanders in this Greater Boston League action. Both of these teams just getting their seasons started off. The Highlanders 1-2 on the year, just their 4th game so far, and for the Crimson Tide, this will mark game number 6 on the season for them. They have not played much more, really, just 2-3 on the year, but they are coming off a win their last time out on December 28th. Have to imagine that it's been a difficult start to this 2021-22 season with all the pauses and stoppages. Neither of these teams really have been able to find much of a rhythm, but we'll see what tonight brings. As we are set for the opening face-off, it is won back by Nathan Doe of Somerville, and we're underway here between these two division rivals. And right off the jump, just 7 seconds into the proceedings, we have an offside. Highlanders starting out with Nathan Doe in the middle, along with Nick Cicerone and Chris Cassesso, Dylan Marujo and Brady Roach out on the point. And Robbie Larkin gets the start in goal, number 40. As the Crimson Tide look to push this puck in, Marujo has it, gave it up though out high. Chance there was flipped wide of the net from Chase Branzel, number 21, the defenseman who gets back to his position. Marujo's got some time in his own end, tries to skate a puck forward. Collected here by Cassesso, he's got some room. Flips a backhander ahead, but the Crimson Tide able to clear. For Somerville, coming off a 4-2 loss to Methuen back on December 29th. They have dropped their last 2 games after opening up the season with a 7-1 victory here in this building. Last time that they played here was that 7-1 thumping of Lynn. Puck turned up the boards and out to center. Seamus Royds gave it up. Puck carried in by Tenzin Gessard, driving right wing side. He was running to the corner, but was able to hook the puck across. Everett looking to clear. Puck wrapped this time around to the far boards as the Crimson Tide try and find an outlet. Highlanders trying to keep him in as a shot pinballs back out to center. Highlanders reset as this one is snapped in by Seamus Foley, and changes can be made for the Highlanders. Everett with time, looking for a clear. Up the boards and not out. Rosas keeping it in. Crimson Tide want to move it out quickly. Up out to center. David Saya plays one in. Puck bounces off the boards and through Larkin's crease. Highlanders want transition. Puck chipped ahead. Everett with it. Pass up the wing is knocked back forward. Delayed offside here gives the Highlanders some time with 12:38 and counting to go in the first period. As Marujo banks this pass ahead. Deflected on into Everett territory. They one-handed out. This puck rolling up on its edge. No icing here. As Marujo scrapes one up the boards and not out as it's held in. A point shot is stopped. And Larkin can cover up with 12:18 to go here in the first period, and we're scoreless. That was Matthew Bozzi with a shot. Senior defenseman. First shot on goal here for Everett. As off this faceoff, they try and step forward with it. Foley turns this puck up the near boards. Nick Cicerone can't jam it out as it's played on through the slot. Somerville sends it all the way down here, and that becomes an icing. So the Crimson Tide, an attacking zone face-off here, looking to put some pressure onto Robbie Larkin. Larkin in his last game here in this building, back on December 22nd, didn't really have to face too many shots from Lynn as he covers up there. Have to assume he'll face a lot more rubber here tonight against Everett. Already he's covered up 2 pucks. As they tie up in the face-off circle, it's work free. Puck held in at the far point by John Summers, and he'll wrap one all the way around. Everett looking to get to this puck along the near side boards. Ante Masucci couldn't get to it. Highlanders work it out, but Everett's in possession of it. It's up the wing. Nick Cicerone ties up with his man. Masucci working against Cicerone as it's jammed back out high. Could be a chance. The shot, though, is grabbed and held onto for the first save of the game by Aaron Almariata. Masucci working against Cicerone as it's jammed back out high. Could be a chance. That was a good chance out high for Alex Morgan, and he let that shot go from a prime area. As Somerville looks to keep. It's turned back out into Marujo's possession, and he sends it up and ahead. Might have numbers here for the Highlanders. A shot is going to deflect up and out of play. Lucas DeGuire with good back-checking pressure there for the Crimson Tide, and he deflects that puck up into the netting. It looked like for a split second, though, Somerville might have had some numbers. Everett, though, was able to get themselves back defensively as this puck's into the corner. Worked up the boards. Marujo keeping it in for a moment. Gets some help out high from Gessar. Finally, though, puck is cleared out. No icing here as Marujo has to move it quickly, and he just gets the puck out to center. Branzel hustling over, has it for the Crimson Tide and plays it up straight away. Marujo stepping into his man with some authority. That was Chris Secca who went down. Meanwhile, that shot nearly handcuffed the goaltender as the Highlanders move back in quickly. They have the puck here behind the goal. Hooked up to the point. That shot tipped onto the net. And the save was made as taking that shot there was Foley. And he got a great tip out in front by Tenzin Gessar, the big senior. And some good pressure there for the Highlanders. They're unable to score as it remains 0-0, 10:16 to go here in this first period. As the Crimson Tide control and send one out, and now they're going to have a breakaway opportunity as Larkin able to make the stop. Net comes off behind him. That'll lead to a stoppage. And a great chance there for Everett. Larkin coming up big. Didn't bite on any of the fakes that time from David Saya. And stuffed him there with the left pad. Best chance of the game for either side. And Larkin able to make his first save as two chances onto the short side. Larkin stops that. And the Highlanders survive and get it out to center. Puck here is jammed right in front of the Crimson Tide bench. Finally, it's whacked free and fired in onto the goal. Changes being made for the Highlanders. Crimson Tide move it up the wing. Muziata played it ahead. Somerville gets it right back as they try and step in over the line. This one, though, covered up. Ariati able to freeze it. With two Highlanders trying to put some pressure onto him. That was Casesso and Cicerone. The Crimson Tide netminder able to slow things down just a bit. As Doe able to win that face-off. Shot deflects up into the air. It's picked up. And that was Casesso who tried to center. Plays it around the net, looking for help as Doe moves over to the boards. Crimson Tide, though, trying to find an outlet. Chipped off glass, held in far point, slapped back in. John Summers under pressure. He gave it up. Puck healed there by Doe, who had it land on his stick right in front of the net. Casesso able to turn it out of his own end. Cicerone trying to apply some pressure at center. As the puck is finally worked in, Ollie Svensson shoots, and ooh, an interesting looking save for Larkin. As it appeared as though Svensson nearly sneaked one underneath him. And Larkin's trying to find the puck right now. I think we all are. He seemed pretty confident that it was in the boot of his pad. And sure enough, it is. And head coach Chris Capasso tells his goaltender to not do that anymore. Did look like Svensson was going to catch Larkin leaning off the post just enough, and he nearly squeezed it under him, but Larkin had that pad down just enough. As the Highlanders clear it out. Just about 8 minutes to go in the first period. Both teams have had some good chances as this puck iced by Somerville. But neither able to find the back of the net so far. It'll be Peter Lounsbury on this face-off. He's able to win it cleanly back. Puck is moved up the boards, not out of the zone, as a point shot hit off of Lounsbury. And now the Highlanders can jump ahead with it. Right and over the line. That shot low and wide. Played behind the goal. Gessar getting to it. Didn't have any help though. Puck held in by Foley near point. It rides all the way around to the far boards. Morgan, long shot. And the save is made. And there is no rebound. Rayati able to once again get a whistle. Allows for both teams to change up. Off the face-off. Puck not cleared out by the Crimson Tide. It's still not out as DeAngelis tries to work it in deep. Puck given up here to Gessar. He looks to center. Out in front, it kicks around. But it's taken away by the Crimson Tide with plenty of speed. Lucas DeGuire can't cut in as it's played up to the boards. Gessar throwing his weight around. Was able to knock down Branzel. Now moving back in come the Highlanders. This is DeAngelis, who's given a good crunch behind the goal. Somerville able to keep the zone here as it's played back around. Gessar given a shove along the near boards. Marujo able to flip it ahead, taking somebody down with him as a bunch of bodies continue to hit the ice. As the physicality increases here from the Veterans Memorial Arena in Somerville, where this game remains scoreless between the Highlanders and Crimson Tide. Puck not out here as a shot is wheeled wide. That was Trichillo with the shot. Another chance from the boards was stopped by Larkin. As the Highlanders running around here just a bit. Recovering though, Nick Cicerone. He tries to get this puck in deep, and he does. Cicerone out with Casesso and Doe. As this is Doe moving it in towards the corner. A centering attempt was cut down and cleared away. That was by John Summers, the sophomore who was in front. Everett, though, unable to transition as it's played up and ahead. Cicerone, 1-against-1, trying to drive in. The shot was stopped, and the Crimson Tide able to get a quick whistle there. With Cicerone trying to pry the rebound free. It was never quite covered all the way. But a good net drive there from Nick Cicerone. And now Mariotti had to make that stop on him and got the quick whistle. Off the face-off, puck whacked forward, but not out of the zone. Foley kept it in. And behind the play, you're going to get a penalty on the sequence for interference. And it will go against the Crimson Tide. Interference, the call on Seamus Royds, senior defenseman from Malden. 5:25 to go, first period. And he will sit for the interference. Chance here for the Highlanders to open the scoring as it's cleared by the Crimson Tide. All the way down behind Larkin's net. Tenzin Gessar dropping it back off. Dylan Marujo to Gessar again. He'll turn one back to Doe. Doe with a weak pass. They're able to recover it though as the Crimson Tide fail to clear. With it here, Nick Cicerone into the slot. That misses everybody. And is slapped down the length of the ice by Dante Masucci. 1:20 to go on this power play for the Highlanders. They start from their own blue line as this puck is taken and fired in. Slides up to Marujo. Marujo will play it into Doe's corner. Doe gets help from Cicerone, who has it behind the goal. Cicerone centers. It deflects and is taken back here by Somerville. Played under Doe's stick. Held in by Gessar. Rister onto the net, and the save was made. Another chance centered out in front. They couldn't get their stick to it. Another opportunity is turned and missed. High and wide. 42 to go on the power play. Highlanders trying to keep the zone. Gessar able to body down that clearing attempt as the possession is still held here by Somerville. Great work by them along the boards. It pops free. Branzel can't clear it as the pressure mounts here for Somerville with 24 to go on this power play. Up it comes Marujo, walking the line. That shot looked like it hit off a helmet, if not a high stick. And they rule it was a high stick. Against the Highlanders, it'll go all the way down if that was the case. With the sound that it had made, I thought it perhaps deflected off of somebody's helmet. It was a loud sounding clack. 15 seconds to go on the power play. As Gessar taking this puck, trying to send a rush forward. Waning seconds of the power play as this puck is in below the goal line. Teams are back to even strength. As Royds is out of the box. And the Crimson Tide clear it. This will be icing. 3:16 to go, scoreless first period. Highlanders with the game's first power play unable to capitalize. But both teams at 5-on-5, I would say, have each gotten some quality opportunities. Into the corner, puck centered, but the shot was blocked coming there from DeAngelis. Loose along the short side, they whack at it before it's finally cleared towards the boards. Crimson Tide with it, and using the glass, they'll get it out to center ice. Foley, though, quickly plays it back in. Puck move D to D. Summers gets it up the wing, but the puck then given up to Gessar. Had it whacked away off of his blade. In towards the corner, Lounsbury back down low. The Crimson Tide send it just outside the line. Helping it along, Matthew Bazzi. He could not advance his way in. Foley using the glass, gets it ahead. Highlanders try and finish a line change here. 2:10 to go in the first. Couple bodies jostle at center. Puck taken back and played D to D by the Crimson Tide, but giving it up right at their own blue line as a penalty is going to come here. It'll be against the Crimson Tide as Larkin gets to the bench for the extra attacker. The puck touched up here. Looks like an elbow. 1:41 to go in the first, and the Highlanders are going to get their second power play of the period. And it's Matthew Bosey who will sit for the next 2 minutes as off the face-off. That shot went wide. It's loose behind the goal, finally knocked free. Turned back around towards the far boards, and the Highlanders shoot their own penalty down. Just 16 seconds into it, Doe is going to get the penalty. Looks like that was Alexio Tricillo who he had hit with the numbers turned. And Doe taking a penalty with 1:25 to go, and the rest of this period will be played 4-on-4. And certainly a frustrating penalty there to take. But the ice opens up now for both teams. Crimson Tide will have a very, very brief power play to work with. But for now, things back to even strength. As Cicerone charging ahead, sees that puck played away from him, but back to Foley. Morgan now with it. Cicerone tried to knock it into the corner, but instead played it into the Crimson Tide bench. Off the face-off, it is the Crimson Tide who possess. Puck knifed forward by Matt LaCroix. He's given a check into the corner by Foley. Puck taken here by the Crimson Tide. Trying to step through was Chase Branzel. He was unable to. As the Highlanders try and wind their way back in. Puck centered, but blocked. Recovered, and Played back up the middle, it pops to Foley. About half a minute to go in the period as they try and get it to the net. Puck into the corner, fluttered back up to the point. This is Foley, who will shoot. Puck popped up into the air. Cicerone was in front. Under 20 seconds to go here in the first. As it's twisted back up the boards, they tried to get it to Marujo, who drills one back in. 7 seconds left to go. And the Crimson Tide will be content to just run it out as it's out through center ice, and the period comes to a conclusion scoreless. And we'll start the second period with both teams playing 4 men aside. 36 and 20 seconds respectively left on both penalties that were incurred late in the period. But for now, it remains scoreless here from Somerville as you're watching Highlanders boys varsity hockey on Somerville Ed TV. We'll be back for the call of the second coming up to you in about 10 minutes. And we welcome you back inside of Veterans Memorial Arena from Somerville, Massachusetts. It's boys varsity hockey here on Somerville Ed TV, and it's the Highlanders in a scoreless deadlock with the Crimson Tide through 15 minutes of play. Teams will begin the second period 4 aside. Matthew Bosey in the box for Everett. Nathan Doe in the box for Somerville. And we're back underway here for period number 2 as we still search for our first goal tonight between these two Greater Boston League opponents. A shot, and there's the goal! And it belongs to the Crimson Tide. They strike 15 seconds in at 4-on-4. So it'll be an even strength goal, and it was Chris Secca who snapped that one stick side on Larkin. Off the face-off at center. False start on the face-off. They'll drop it again at center ice. That goal coming 15 seconds in to the second period. And the Crimson Tide lead it 1-0. They're now on the power play for just 12 seconds as this puck is in behind Larkin's goal. And it was a great shot from Chris Secca. Going far side, he put it just over the right arm of Larkin as now the team's back to 5-on-5 play. That goal will count as an even strength marker as Somerville now will try and counter. This is DeAngelis motoring ahead. Has to stop up, and he tried to play it back to the point. Now this could be trouble as the Highlanders have to hustle back. Saya moving in for the Crimson Tide. He checks his man along. That was Doe who got back. Doe trying to help this puck along behind the goal. He works it free, but Everett in possession. As they say, that puck was knocked down with a high stick. Doe disagrees. But the face-off will stay inside Somerville territory as they trail it now 1-0 on a goal scored 15 seconds in to this second period. Dwyer in to take the face-off. Trying to win that back was Lounsbury. A point shot from Secca is wide of the net. Puck held in as Marujo throwing his weight around. This puck cleared off glass, no icing here. Lounsbury, the only Highlander in to chase. Finished his check off on Summers. Marujo couldn't keep it in as it flopped over his blade. O'Donovan way back in his own end has it here. Bank pass up the boards. Gessar unable to get it around Summers, who wraps one in. Marujo gets it ahead. It's poked forward. Could be numbers here as Gessar trying to move in. Gessar into the corner. First to turn back. Looked for help in front. Couldn't get it there. Crimson Tide skated away. Chase Branzel can't make the move. Good play by Brady Roach. It'll lead a rush now for Gessar. Near wing. That shot deflecting off a stick. It pops behind Noguera's net. That was Branzel who got his blade in there. As the Crimson Tide clear it, Larkin has to tie it up. 10:36 to go, second period. Oh, did we? Is it? Larkin forced to cover up. His team trailing 1-0. Trying to respond. And do want to apologize for just a brief technical difficulty. Had our audio go out for a moment or two, but we are back here in this 1-0 score. Everett leading it over Somerville as this puck turned away. It is skated out by Matt LaCroix, and the shot sticked away by Larkin. Marujo behind the play got a piece of his man. No penalty coming on that play. Somerville gets it out to center. Doe gets past one check into the corner. Fanned on his pass though. And it's just cleared out by David Saya. Cicerone, the captain for Somerville, couldn't get that puck in deep past Chris Secca. Saya pushes one in onto the net. Or check that was LaCroix. And it was swept away by Larkin. Another shot. That one from distance. Larkin able to catch it and get his team a face-off. Off the face-off, puck not cleared out of the zone just yet. Alex Morgan's second effort does send it ahead. Hustling on to this puck, Gessar looks to center. It kicks off a leg wide, as driving the net that time was Lounsbury. Back up to the point. That shot off the mask of Noguera. He was able to fight it off, as Foley took that shot from the far point. And you could hear that one clack off the face mask of Jonathan Noguera, as Foley is worked off of this puck, but Everett unable to get to it. Up the wing, Tenzin Gessar in hot pursuit, but it's the Crimson Tide who get it away. John Summers will chase into the corner after it. Morgan, though, plays it away from him. Couple bodies contesting deep inside Somerville territory. Morgan is under some duress. He tries to force one up the near side. 3 red sweaters are there, making it difficult to do so. Good keeping so far by the Crimson Tide, and it's going to force an icing here on the Highlanders, who will be unable to change. There were 3 red sweaters right there along the near side boards, and Somerville trying to force a puck through. End up having to ice it. That'll lead to a face-off to the right of Larkin. Everett trying to keep some tired bodies trapped, as Marujo turning one ahead. Nice pass out in front. DeAngelis into the corner. Nice job there by Secca, though, to poke it off of his blade. This puck worked around to the near boards. Highlanders trying to keep. Owen Rosa's there, but it's out to center. snapped in wide by Marujo. Puck given up to Rose as he centers. It was just cleared away by Branzel at the last moment. Now Marujo trying to step through. Flinging one wide. Karam up the boards. Roach there to keep it in. Near circle. Puck knocked free off of a skate. Now finally cleared out by Everett. Marujo with it in his own end. Looks north. Fires a pass forward. It deflected off of somebody's leg, so no icing here. This one goes off of a skate. Kicks back into Somerville possession. Morgan off the glass. This should be icing, and it will be. Morgan was behind the red line there. And so the face-off comes back down towards Larkin. This time it'll be to his left. 7 minutes to go, even in the second. 1-0 our score between the Crimson Tide and the Highlanders. Greater Boston League action. For Everett, this is their first league game of the season. They've got the lead 1-0 over Somerville, who is 1-0 in league play. Their one victory coming back on December 22nd, 7-1 over Lynn. They trail in this game 1-0 as Foley sends one ahead. No icing, they deem. David Saya up the wing. Anuziata able to clear. Morgan trying to send it back forward. It's gloved down though by Summers. He'll clear in. Time here for Somerville as they send a long pass ahead. Might be an opportunity for Casesso, who shoots. And a save made by Noguera. Puck centered. There's a penalty on the play after Casesso had gotten dumped into the corner after getting that shot onto the net. And Royds looks to be heading back into the penalty bench here. It will be him. And a rough is the call. .6:03 left, second period, and a power play coming up here for Somerville. They are 0 for 2. Great opportunity to tie this game as a snapshot is stopped. Whacked at once by Cicerone as it was just nestled in between the pads of Noguera. Another face-off coming up here. It is won this time by Everett. That was Saya, but it's into the corner where the Highlanders look to work it free. Held in at the point. That shot off a few sticks. Allows for it to be cleared. Now look out, short-handed rush potentially, but it rolls too far ahead of Saya. And Larkin wisely covers that puck up. David Saya, junior forward out of Everett, he had a breakaway back in the first period that Larkin was able to stuff him on. Showing some great speed there yet again, but that puck just too far ahead of him. He'll tie up on the face-off as trying to work around his man was Doe. Played well, though, by Chase Branzel. Now shorthanded. Here come the Crimson Tide, potentially. But it's knocked away, and now O'Donovan able to one-hand it past his man. Aiden O'Donovan slamming on the brakes. Put one off the body of Saya. O'Donovan back up to the point. Seamus Foley to O'Donovan. He'll crank a shot well wide off glass. Marujo trying to keep it in, but instead pops it up into the netting. Face-off is going to come outside the zone. O'Donovan getting a bit of a talking to from Coach Capasso. Perhaps did not like the one-time shot from the half wall. They were going to drop the puck inside Crimson Tide territory. That would have been a good break for Somerville, as it was Marujo's stick who Whacked it up into the netting. They get it right though here and will drop the puck at center. About a minute to go on this power play. Highlanders trying to get set up. Foley to the red line. And he'll gun one in. Cicerone waiting for it. Into the corner, he'll contest with Seca. Cicerone now ties up Branzel. Puck far boards. Penalty coming up here on Branzel. He got himself wrapped up with Casesso. 34 seconds to go in the original penalty to Royds. And the Highlanders are going to get a 5-on-3 advantage here, it looks like. Holding is going to be the call on Branzel. He certainly got himself wrapped up a bit there with Casesso. It's going to be a 5-on-3 for 34 seconds. 4:37 to go, second period. The Highlanders trail by 1. An opportunity here and a golden one at that. It's a clean face-off win. Marujo wants it. Fired that one though wide. And the carom cleared by the Crimson Tide, and Larkin will keep it moving over to Foley. Casesso can't get that puck ahead to Doe. 5-on-3 still, as Foley gave that puck up. Second effort, got it to Marujo. Under 10 seconds to go in the 5-on-3, and then it'll be a 5-on-4. Doe, back out high, Cicerone, now to Marujo. Shot, save Noguera, and he's got the rebound too. Royds is out of the box. 1:24 of power play time to work with Branzel sitting for that holding minor. 4:01 to go in the second. So still a power play to work with, and a decent amount of time at that. But for Somerville, couldn't get any sustained zone time up 2 men. Off the face-off, they try and slap that one onto the net, but Lounsbury pushed it wide. He gets it here behind the net, looks to center, and he just put it out of Kessar's reach. Puck held in here by Foley with a wrister, and he hit the post. Went short side on Noguera. Beat him past the blocker, but catches the iron. As in the corner, 2 Highlanders in there trying to work it free. It's Lounsbury and DeAngelis. DeAngelis working with it here below the goal line. Short pass behind the net to Lounsbury. They're trying to hit Gessar out in front. Instead, it's Foley. He'll try and shoot. He does, and the save made by Noguera. He holds it in his gut. Oh, Seamus Foley, the freshman, in that near circle, stepped into a wrister and, unfortunately for the Highlanders, caught the post. Off the draw, off the glass, not out, but unable to pull the trigger was Gessar as it's cleared. Larkin scampering out of the net, able to make the play. Under half a minute to go on this power play for Somerville. Carrying this puck in was DeAngelis. However, he's offside. 3 minutes even left to play in the period. 23 seconds to go on the power play for the Highlanders. Chase Branzel in the box for holding. And should this power play not deliver, the Highlanders will drop to 0 for 4 in this contest. Marujo just able to nudge it ahead to Brendan Jones. Jones muscles one in below the goal line. It's sent up the boards. Held in by Gessar. Power play time, though, expiring. Gessar again able to body that clearing attempt down as it's into the corner. DeAngelis lost the handle. Crimson Tide skate away from it unscathed. They're 4 for 4 on the penalty kill here tonight. As Lounsbury gives it up. Puck chipped ahead. Gessar, Jones with a little bank pass. He'll chase after it. Jones over skates as the puck is cleared ahead by Summers. Jones knocks this puck in and heads off for a change. Everett quickly clears it out. Now a foot race ensues as Lacroix applies pressure. Somerville, though, gets it right back. Puck sent up the wing. Under 2 minutes to go, second period. Puck taken and played in by Chris Casesso. Casesso out there with Cicerone and Doe. This line trying to get something going. Two seniors out there trying to spark their club. It is cleared all the way up the wing and out. Lacroix turns away from Foley. Lacroix can't play one out towards the front. It's behind the goal as they look to center. Morgan, though, with a good cancellation. Puck is held in at the point nicely by Branzelli. Had to take a big hit as Larkin makes a save. Puck out high. It is put back in deep by the Crimson Tide as we're into the final minute of the second period. 50 seconds left to go. Somerville looking for a clear. And they're going to get a bounce instead. Casesso accelerates forward. He might have a step. Casesso, the backhander on, was stopped. Rebound then put wide. That was a tremendous job by Royds to get back. Crimson Tide play it forward. This will be icing with 29 seconds to go in the period and behind the play. An Everett player a little shaken up, it would appear. And I believe that's the freshman defenseman Chase Branzel, who is just now getting the two skates. That was Seamus Royds, though, the defenseman who was able to get back just enough to bother Casesso, who looked like he was going to spring himself in the clear. Still managed to get a backhander on, but not the strongest shot I'm sure he could have mustered. Off the face-off, it's a stalemate, and the Crimson Tide able to work it out to center. Roach plays one up off the boards to O'Donovan. Under 20 seconds to go here, second period. Gessar in there forechecking. Puck sent back around into O'Donovan's direction. He spears one up to Roach at the point. 4 seconds to go in the period. O'Donovan through the crease and wide. 1 second left. Marujo with a drive. That's also wide. As 30 minutes of hockey into the books here in Somerville, and just one goal to show for it. Chris Secca, the junior, striking 15 seconds into the period. The lone offense we've seen so far tonight. And Everett, through two periods, will take a 1-0 lead into the dressing room. We'll be back for the call of the third period in about 10 minutes. You're watching boys varsity hockey on Somerville Ed TV. Boys varsity hockey here on Somerville Ed TV. Highlanders trail 1-0 to the Crimson Tide after two periods of play. Through three games on the season, I should say, the Highlanders have not been shut out. And barring any changes in the next 15 minutes, it'll mark the first time that they've been held off the scoreboard in this young season. Both benches certainly fired up and ready to go as right off the face-off, Cicerone got up high on Saya, who went down and now looks to return the favor. Tried to throw a hip check into Morgan as the puck is turned over. Right off the short side, though, by DeAngelis, who gets it back here in the corner. Highlanders trying to get the equalizer. They were scored on 15 seconds into that second period as Cicerone's shot was blocked and then put wide. Back out to center, Foley D-to-D. Lone scoring coming from junior defenseman Chris Secca, who beat Larkin clean stick side 15 seconds into the second. Puck here in Somerville territory. It kicks off a skate that was of Doe. Now along the short side, it's blocked off of Morgan's stick up into the air. taken here by Cicerone. Nice little toe drag move there. He steps in 1 against 3 and lasered one wide. Got his own rebound back and nearly spun one into the goal. Cicerone steps in and finishes a check. Tries to keep this puck moving towards O'Donovan. Instead, the Crimson Tide can clear it. No icing here. Larkin will set it for Marujo, who knocks it up the boards. It is cleared out to center, but Saya plays it right back in. Brady Roach tries to hit an open Tenzin Gessar up the wing. Gessar pawing at this puck, sticking with it, trying to fight in towards the corner. That's where this puck is, as it's moved up the boards now. Gessar, though, battles 2 Crimson Tide players, as it's to Marujo. And now Gessar into the circle. Low stick side and wide. Crimson Tide looking for a clear. They get one. As it's carried back on in. Puck dropped off here. The first shot fanned on by DeGuire. O'Donovan can take and get it to Gessar, who feeds it ahead. This is Lounsbury. He's forced towards the boards by Summers. Summers able to clear it away from Gessar. Foley sends it right back in. Nearly 3 minutes played into this third period. Somerville trying to set the pace here as they trail 1-0. Puck played past DeAngelis. And then Cicerone taken back by Morgan. Morgan into the feet of DeAngelis. Cicerone at center trying to get this puck forward. He's rammed into the boards. Was able to get it in deep, but it's returned right back to center by the Tide. Morgan trying to help out Doe, gets it to him. Doe centers, nobody home. DeAngelis picks it up. Out there with Doe and Cicerone. No Casesso on this usual trio. As Doe in the circle nearly won it free, but he was going up against 3 Everett defenders. The Crimson Tide clear out as Doe moves it back to Foley. Cicerone just inside the line, couldn't get much farther with it, as Foley has this one poked past him by Bosey. Bosey throws a hit to Marujo. Everett trying to sustain some pressure here, but it's Marujo who is able to force one out to center. 10:55 and counting, third period, still early stages. As we're 4:10 in. Played to Tenzin Gessar. Gessar run into the boards by Seka. Able to get the puck in deep where Lounsbury battles away for it. Puck given up to O'Donovan near hash. Now Marujo misfired on his shot from the point. Crimson Tide get to the blue line. They need a line change. As Marujo able to step past one forechecker, got past another, but ultimately could not get past a third, as this puck is iced by the Highlanders with 10:12 to go here in the third period of a contest that has featured just one goal. It would be the lowest scoring game, if this result stands, that either of these teams have had in their very young seasons. In 5 games this season, the Crimson Tide have allowed 6 goals twice. They've allowed 9 goals twice. As that puck was shot wide, they have given up 0 so far. As Jones able to get it out to center. Jones now looks to carry in. Right side with a shot. A pad save made. Noguera, big rebound. They got away from everybody. As Jones can't get to it, it's played up the wing, and Everett can skate out through center. Casesso trying to steal the puck back. Jones finished a hit at center ice and shaken up on the play for the second time in this period is David Saya. And he is down just at that center ice logo. Gets help to his skates from Seamus Royds, and he will get to the bench with some assistance. There was no penalty on the play. Face-off just outside the Crimson Tide zone. It is one back where Marujo can play it on around. Teams are at even strength here. We'll see if Saya is able to return to this game. As off glass, Doe plays it back in deep for Cicerone. Cicerone and Doe out there with Matt DeAngelis. As the puck is cleared all the way down to Somerville territory. Roach under pressure as Jake Simpson forechecks him. Simpson and Roach wrap up as the puck along the far boards is battled for. DeAngelis can't clear as a shot skips wide from the far point. Marujo couldn't get it out. Cicerone trying to help as Roach ties up with Trechillo. Allows for DeAngelis to bank this puck ahead. Chase Branzell behind his own goal makes the next play up the wing. Pass way too far forward. That's icing against the Crimson Tide as they try to send in Lucas DeGuire, but that pass was way too far ahead. 8:18 to go, third period, and the faceoff comes all the way back down to Jonathan Noguera. It'll be to his right. Off the draw. It is played around by Bosey. Held in by Foley. Taken back by Everett, but the clearing attempt fanned on. Can the Highlanders capitalize here as O'Donovan with a toe drag stepped out in front but lost the handle. Gets it back to Foley. His shot never got to the net. Guided away by Summers, taken back though by O'Donovan. Tries to center, swept away by Noguera. O'Donovan again, can't get it to the front. Second effort, he just missed his man. That was Lounsbury. Foley, able to play one back in deep. Everett looking for a clear. It's deflected across the zone and finally worked out and all the way down where it's iced by Matt LaCroix. But the Crimson Tide can get just only a short breather. After some pressure there from the Highlanders, it does remain 1-0 though in favor of Everett. O'Donovan nearly connecting though with Peter Lounsbury out in front, but the puck just got away from his forehand. Doe on the faceoff. It was touched towards Cicerone. He chases it down and gets it into the corner. Played back for DeAngelis behind the net. Couldn't get it out front. Marujo playing on his offside, kicked it forward. Now the Crimson Tide break ahead. They might have some numbers, but Roach aggressively played his man there. He takes and slings one up the near wing. Cicerone locks up with his man as Masucci sends one from afar. Larkin making the save. Time is going to become an issue for the Highlanders. 6:55 to go in the third. They've still got time, but it can run away on you quickly. They just need one to tie. As they try and continue this push, Cicerone forces it ahead. Could be numbers as the Crimson Tide try and get back. Cicerone just hooked one out of the reach of DeAngelis, who took a high stick. We play on. This is DeAngelis, back for Doe. Doe trying to accelerate ahead down the wing. Offside though. They say Cicerone was in before the puck, and he protests his case. But the officials blew that rush dead for an offside. Can't get discouraged now if you're Somerville. The game's still very much in reach. Only one goal between these two sides. Through nearly 45 full minutes of hockey. Puck backhanded out by Royds. Foley out of Gessar's reach. It's picked up by Lounsbury, and now Gessar again. Sticked away by Noguera as Gessar chases after it towards the corner. Puck out through the crease again, though. Nobody in front of the net for Somerville. Gessar with a crunching hit there along the wing. That got the better of his man. As back the other way, a chance now for Somerville. The shot taken by O'Donovan, and this game is tied up. 5:41 to go. And Aiden O'Donovan got some space, took his shot, and was able to find a hole on Noguera. And this game tied up 1 apiece. Foley stepping forward, pokes it ahead, but the Crimson Tide send that shot low and wide. Into the corner. Annunziata working it up to the far point. At least he tried to get it there. That chance was flubbed. Foley ahead. Cicerone couldn't escape ahead. Forward was that puck was rolling. Foley with a long stretch pass. No icing. It was a close race. As this puck sent ahead, Marugio looked like he had his man lined up for a big hit. That is Saya, who is back out onto the ice. Short side chance. Larkin can't cover it. It's in the blue paint. There's some pushing and shoving now, as Larkin had some difficulties covering the puck. And to the Crimson Tide's credit, they did not stop playing. Scrambling moment there for the Highlanders, and they're able to survive it. Larkin will cover up again. .448 to go, third period of a 1-1 game. Aiden O'Donovan tying things up with 5:41 to go. Big check laid on there by Roach. Crimson Tides want a call, they won't get one. Secco was not happy with that. DeAngelis takes a check there from Secca as the frustrations start to mount. This is going to be offside. As trying to carry in was LaCroix. But it was Annunziata who was just a step ahead of him. Face off just outside the Somerville line. Off the draw. It's Everett controlling. Tricillo moves in, fires from the wing. Glove stop made by Larkin. Highlanders able to clear the rebound all the way out to Crimson Tide territory, where it is given up off the glove of Lounsbury. He was able to force one onto the net, and Noguera covers up. That nearly almost was a catastrophic turnover. It was off the glove of Lounsbury, but he just palmed it forward. And Noguera was sharp on the cover up there. Foley hesitated there. Could be trouble. Tricillo trying to drive in. Morgan covering. Backhander stopped off the stick of Larkin. But it's the Crimson Tide with it. Another backhander blocked by Morgan. Darting onto this puck, DeGuire. DeGuire behind the net, reverses it. Simpson turning, giving it up. Allows for Morgan to rim one around off the dasher. Gessar tries to clear, trips his man up, no call. Puck cleared out by the Crimson Tide. Just about 3 minutes to go here in the third. We'll see if the whistles get put away in this 1-1 game as it's banked back into Highlanders territory. Marujo turns and tries to get this puck to Tenzin Gessar, who muscles it free. Puck at center ice, cleared away by Branzel. He gets help to knock that one in. Everett will change. Marujo stick handles through a couple. Lost the puck. Lounsbury poked at it. Jones rammed into the glass there by Seka. Saya gave this puck up as it slapped around back and forth. Now Seka can move in towards the middle. Rister is stopped by Larkin, and there's no rebound there. 2:24 to go left here in the third period. 1-1 score between Everett and Somerville. Everett getting their goal from defenseman Chris Seka back 15 seconds into the second period. It wasn't until the 5:41 mark of the third when Aiden O'Donovan would get the answer for the Highlanders as Saya out high took a shot that was blocked off of Cicerone. He sends one into an open area. Jones able to scoop it up. Jones trying to force it on through Branzel. Morgan tries to send DeAngelis ahead. This is going to be icing, however. As Somerville struggling to exit the zone cleanly, not just in this period, but it's been a theme for them in this game. It's not come easy at times for the Highlanders in getting that puck out. And a timeout called here. 2:01 to go. Third period. 1-1 game. And off that icing, a timeout called by the Highlanders. Referee's trying to indicate the end of the timeout. 2:01 left to go. The scoring was opened by Everett in the second period, answered by Somerville finally in the third. What happens next in the remaining 2 minutes and 1 second remain to be seen. But both teams are certainly spirited. And despite an empty arena, they provide themselves with plenty of noise. As this puck is turned around Larkin's net. Not out though. Held in far point. Seka will feed it down low. The pass back up to the point. Seka trying to hold it in. It's flipped over him. 2-on-1 could develop as O'Donovan nearly spun a backhand pass to Lounsbury. Instead, here comes Seka, the defenseman, trying to split. Pushed it through, and Larkin gets it towards the corner. Seka, again, can't step out in front with it, as Gessar now will chug ahead. with numbers. Gessar hauled down and a penalty to Seka. And with 1:20 to go, the Somerville power play. 0 for 4 tonight, but none bigger of a chance here. Seka to the box. And now both teams have used up their timeouts. What an opportunity, though, coming up for the Highlanders. They will be on the power play for the rest of this game. Chance to take the lead and get their second win of the season. Both of these teams a game below 500. Everett 2-3. Somerville 1-2. For both of these teams, their first action of 2022. And the goal scorer, Chris Seka, trying to slow down Tenzin Gessar. Not always the easiest thing to do, and he took a penalty there, and it sets up this opportunity now for the Highlanders, who are huddled up around head coach Capasso, trying to draw something up to get this power play in groove. 0 for 4 tonight. They had a 5-on-3 back in the second period, although a brief one, just for 36 seconds, and they were unable to capitalize on that. But none of it matters here, with a power play chance late in the third, a chance to make up for all of those earlier struggles. As the official sounds his whistle, and we're ready to drop the puck here. It'll be Cicerone on the face-off against Saya. Cicerone wins it. O'Donovan with the shot, it was blocked. Marujo can't keep as it bounces out to center. Foley plays one back into the corner. We tick towards the final minute of the third as that clearing attempt bounced off a stick. Cicerone holds it in. We are into the final minute as the Highlanders get set up. O'Donovan with a shot blocked up and out of play, as I believe that was Saya who got his stick to it. 55 seconds left to go. Off the face-off, puck turned onto the net, stopped, rebound, paddled away by Noguera. Under 50 seconds to go here in the third period. 1-1 game between Everett and Somerville. Saya can't clear. Marujo holds it in near point, under 40. Play to the wing, Cicerone shot. That deflects into the corner. McGuire got a stick to it. Cicerone, far circle. Turns one off the short side. Noguera standing up, made the save. Under half a minute to go in the period. Puck got through Marujo. DeGuire gets there first in Somerville territory. Pokes it around to Saya. 12 seconds to go, regulation. Foley trying to send a man forward. Saya got back, cut the pass down. 5 seconds to go. Cicerone off a skate. Doe's gonna have to take a shot. It was offside anyway. As the third period ends 1-1 between Somerville and Everett. And we are going to have OT, I believe. No. Three periods of regulation hockey, just 2 goals total, 1 aside. Seka for Everett back in the second period at 4-on-4. Aiden O'Donovan in the third period with 5:41 left in regulation. That tied it up. 41 seconds of carryover power play time should there be an overtime. The coaching staffs are discussing with their respective sides here. So we are going to have overtime. The teams will not switch ends. So Larkin stays in the net to our left, and Noguera will be in the nets to our right. It'll be 4-on-3 for 41 seconds, as Seka is still in the penalty box. And as I speak, they are going to switch sides after all. So they'll switch sides, 5 minutes of overtime. And the Highlanders will start it on the power play. They win the face-off. And O'Donovan will move it on back to Roach. And the Highlanders take advantage as a long shot from Marujo is stopped by Noguera, and they'll get an attacking zone face-off 12 seconds into the extra period. They're on the power play for 29 more seconds. Crimson Tide will get a man back in 29 seconds, and they'll play 4-on-4. As off the face-off, Marujo shoots, stopped. There's a rebound. They could not get to it. Doe steals it back and fires. That goes wide. Picked up by O'Donovan. Now for Marujo out high. Tried to hit O'Donovan again. He got a backhander on that was stopped. Puck flipped ahead. Marujo can't keep, and now a short-handed rush for LaCroix. Moving in! Larkin the save! Seka is out of the box. 4-on-4 now. Robbie Larkin, though, with a big stop there, got the left pad as O'Donovan shooting! And where is that puck? Noguera got it. Oh my. Just in front of the goal line there as O'Donovan tried to wrong foot him. But Jonathan Noguera got the short side sealed in just the nick of time. 4:09 to go here in OT, and with that whistle, it'll bring both teams to 3-on-3, and that's how we should play for the rest of this OT period, barring a penalty. Lots of open space as Saya moving in with Cicerone on the back check. That shot put off the outside of the goal. Saya protecting well and getting it back out high for a wrist shot that was wide. Larkin able to poke it away. That was Branzel who tried to shoot it. He's got it here again as that one deflects off Saya and into the corner. DeAngelis lost his stick, got it to Cicerone. He was checked, and here comes Saya. Under 3.5 minutes to go in OT. The drop. Branzel the shot, deflected and hit the post as it grazed off of DeAngelis and nearly surprised Larkin. Foley shoves his man off in the corner and takes it. Freshman defenseman who hit the post back in the second period, able to clear it out to center. Crimson Tide possessing. Puck given up to Foley. Here is Cicerone walking the blue line. He'll play one in on to Noguera, who will cover up. .255 to go in OT. 1-1 game. here between the Everett Crimson Tide and the Somerville Highlanders. O'Donovan, stick handling at the line, lost it. Puck carried ahead here by DeGuire. Fed on over, just under Saya's stick. Now Gessar trying to move back ahead, but it was poked away from him as he's able to recover in his own end. Now Marujo. All the way up he goes, O'Donovan with a wrister. Blocked. Puck off glass. It is centered. O'Donovan couldn't kick it free. Now Marujo stepping in. Sliding block made by Saya. Gessar, strong on the stick. Twirls one into the corner, but could not hit O'Donovan as Gessar shoots. Stick save made, Noguera. 2 minutes to go in OT. Gessar across. Marujo shot right in to Seka, and it was off his stick up into the netting. Faceoff should stay inside of Crimson Tide territory, but they're gonna drop it now inside. It did hit off of Seka's stick. These two teams will meet again this season, and when they do, it'll be interesting to see how that game goes, considering how tightly played this one has been. Puck got poked past Casesso. He wrangles his man down, and the arms do not come up from the official. 1:35 to go in OT. Puck was held in for a moment by DeGuire. Stolen by Casesso, 2-on-1 with Doe. Here's Doe, pushing one low and wide. Casesso behind the net. Out into the slot for Doe. Now Foley will shoot. Blocked off a skate. It hit DeGuire. He'll now send it ahead for Simpson. Jake Simpson tried to cut back. Couldn't, but the Crimson Tide maintained the puck. DeGuire all the way across. Finds Branzel. He'll carry in as we tick in towards the final minute of OT. DeGuire with a shot well wide, put off the side of the net as it's centered all the way out high, right at the blue line, held in by Seka. His shot blocked by Casesso over top of the goal. 45 seconds to go. Puck pinned in the far corner. Foley and Doe in there for Somerville trying to work it free. Foley has it, but he's under pressure. Can't escape. Doe able to clear it. It does not have enough juice for icing. 25 seconds to go. The Crimson Tide looking for a late winner here in OT. They can't hit their man on the pass as Morgan plays it in deep. 12 seconds to go. Puck fed ahead, could be a last second 2-on-1. Seka leading it, shooting it, and putting it wide as the final few seconds peel down onto OT. Gesser won't have enough time as the 5 minutes comes to an end, and this game remains tied up at 1 after 50 minutes of hockey. And I believe that's how this is going to end. A 1-1 tie between Somerville and Everett. Just 2 goals apiece in what was a tightly contested one between 2 Greater Boston League opponents. But at the end of 50 minutes, it ends a 1-1 draw. I want to thank you all for tuning in to us here tonight. Once again, your final score from the Veterans Memorial Arena in Somerville. It's the Highlanders 1 and the Crimson Tide 1. You've been watching Boys Varsity Hockey on Somerville Ed TV. For Tyler Aragao and all of us here, have a good evening, everybody.